Bishop Kearney's production of Clue. At this time, please turn off or silence any cell phones or electronic devices, as use of such device is distracting to the cast members and the audience nearest you. Please keep in mind that the use of flash photography or any recording equipment are strictly prohibited. In the event of an emergency, please exit through the front or rear of the auditorium. There will be one 15-minute intermission. Refreshments will be available for purchase in the lobby. Thank you, and enjoy Bishop Kearney's production of Clue.
Anyone to death? There are much better ways to die. Yvette! Cooks! You have your instructions?
Oui, monsieur.
Is everything ready?
You want the dog fed before the guests arrive?
No, I want them hungry. Cooks! They shall be served at 7:30?
Sharp.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been awfully rude. Allow me to introduce myself, Wadsworth, and as the butler, it's my job to make sure everyone is comfortable. The looks on your faces, I guess you haven't got a clue what you're doing here. But not to worry, we're all in this together. Ooh, except for him. Now, if I've done my calculations correctly, guests should be on their way. Oh, don't be alarmed. It was only the maid in the hall with the champagne cork. Now, let us meet today's guest. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm not sure if I'm in the right place.
Ah, yes, you are. No, may I check your jacket? Colonel Mustard, is it?
No, that's not my name. My name's Colonel...
Oh, please. May you be inclined to use of a pseudonym this evening for my employer.
Oh, no thank you. I took an antihistamine before I came.
Yvette, can you attend to the Colonel in all of his needs?
Oui, monsieur.
Reason, that is.
You spoil all my fun.
Do come in, madam. You are expected.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you're to be known as Mrs. White.
That's what the letter said, but why?
May I introduce you, Miss White? This is the maid, Yvette. I see you two know each other.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life.
Behold, said the Lord, I am bringing a flood of water upon earth to destroy all flesh.
Oh no, madame.
Speaking of flesh,
It's Peacock, I presume.
Coach.
who are you?
Hold that thought, madam.
Pardon me, is this the correct address to Mr. Body?
Yes, Mr. Green, I presume.
Yes.
Sit! Not you, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm rather clumsy at parties.
Not to worry, sir. Sit tight.
Is there a cat around here? I'm afraid I'm highly allergic. Give him a Sudin. It clears it right out.
Cooks, coat.
Oh my goodness.
Ah, Professor Plum, Miss Scarlet. I didn't realize you were acquainted.
We weren't. My card was found in this professor gave me a ride.
Oh, cocktails, my favorite. I only drink on 2 occasions, night and day.
Good Lord, this really is a party. What is this godforsaken place anyway?
I'll beg you to keep our Lord out of this.
Oh, this old place, the Body Manor. Good. Dinner shall be served.
Yeah, right.
Now that we are all met, I think it appropriate for me to introduce myself. I'm Wadsworth, the butler. You may have realized that none of you are being called your real names this evening. I suggest you refrain from revealing too much about your characters. Ah, dinner!
Already? But I haven't even finished my champagne.
More like a cocktail minute.
We really mustn't keep them waiting. Cooks get awfully cranky when they're kept. Please, follow me and we shall adjourn to the dining room.
Jeez, this place is so big. Amazing.
What, how many rooms?
Oh, hundreds at least. Colonel Mustard, Miss White, Miss Peacock,
Praise the Lord.
Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, and Professor Plum.
Hey.
You will find your names by your places. Please be seated.
My pen.
Oh.
I think you're over there. Mrs. White.
There.
You should right over here.
You're right here.
Mr. Green.
Dinner is served.
Well, what's all this about, Butler, this dinner party?
Oh, all in good time, madam. Dogs, please excuse me.
Shots and soup. My favorite. Bon appetit. Special.
Well, I say we eat it while it's hot.
I like things hot.
What, is the soup supposed to be hot?
Thank you, Lord, for this meal we are about to receive, and for the gracious host, whomever he is that has invited us here tonight.
Maybe the host isn't here because the host is dead.
I'm feeling awfully anxious.
I'm used to being a hostess. It's part of my husband's work. Plus, I always host the ladies for my church on Sundays. It's difficult when a group of new friends meet for the first time, so I'll start the ball rolling. I mean, I have no idea what we're doing here, but I'm very intrigued. Oh my, this soup's delicious, isn't it?
I think hosting parties is death my glory.
Well, it's an integral part of my life as the wife of a... Oh, I've got nothing to say who we really are.
I know who you are, Miss Peacock.
How do you know who I am?
I too live in Washington.
Oh, so you're a politician's wife.
Yes, I am.
So, who's your husband? Maybe I know.
Mrs. White, what does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, I mean, he lies down on his back all day, you know, because he's dead.
What do you do in Washington, D.C., Mr. Green?
Oh, me? I really shouldn't say. I like to follow the rules.
Oh, come on. How are we to get acquainted if you don't say anything about ourselves? No judgments here. We're all God's children.
I don't believe in God.
Oh, well, if I wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, we'd just be sitting here in an embarrassed silence.
Well, Mrs. Peacock, I would say you have a case of ferosilonditis.
Is that an official diagnosis?
Are you a doctor, Professor?
I used to study in psychological medicine, yes.
Do you practice?
Not anymore. Now I work for the U.S. government.
Another politician.
Not quite. I actually work for the social and behavioral department. So basically, I study crazy, and I'm good at it.
Sounds fascinating.
Thank you, Colonel. You are an actual colonel, correct?
I am, sir.
Aren't you going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C.?
How did you know that?
I've seen you before.
Does that mean that you also live in Washington, Miss Scarlett?
I do everything in Washington, Mr. Green.
Do any of us here not live in Washington, D.C.?
Wadsworth. We've had about enough of this. Who's our host and why have you been brought here?
Ah, 1 minute. Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Wadsworth. It's good to be home. Have all the guests arrived?
Yes, in the dining room.
I'll meet you in the study as planned.
Oh, shall I take some of your bags, sir?
No, thank you, Wadsworth.
Oh, I must contain more evidence then.
Never assume, Wadsworth. It's much more fun to be surprised.
For God's sake, I demand to know what's going on!
Right. You all received letters, did you not?
Yes.
You have your letters with you now? And did your letters instruct you to be here because a certain Mr. Body would put an end to a long-standing, painful, and confidential financial liability?
That's correct.
Oh, may I offer you any fruit or dessert?
No!
Right. Then shall we adjourn to the study for coffee and brandy, at which point your letter shall be explained and the game will be afoot.
Game? What do you mean? I did not come here tonight to play some silly game.
I love you.
I'm fine, okay.
How many rooms did you say this place had?
Oh, at least 100. I mean, 3 floors, extensive collection of anything, really.
Quite big.
Oh, very big. 3 master bedrooms, 100 bathrooms, and where were we doing? Study, yes. This way, to the left.
The left.
Okay.
Thank you, Yvette. That will be all.
Well, where's our host? Nobody's here. What is happening?
Please, Miss Peacock, have a drink.
My lips belong to the Lord.
Well, mine don't. Mind if I smoke?
No, no.
For Wadsworth. Open after dinner. It's for you.
Right. Are you all comfortable?
I make a living out of it, Wadsworth.
It seems the 6 of you are brought here tonight because you have one thing in common. You're all being blackmailed. And for some considerable amount of time, paying what you can afford, in some cases more than you can afford, to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, please. I've never heard of anything so ridiculous. I mean, no one could blackmail me. I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady, don't we all?
Anyone else wish to deny it? I'm sure the more deductive among you have reasoned within the last few moments that it was in fact Mr. Body who was blackmailing you, and the less deductive among our cadet are experiencing that particular revelation right about
It was Mr. Body.
now. My instructions are clear. Expose each other's wrongdoings to each other, making you all culpable to each other's indiscretions.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
Sorry, Mrs. White, but my instructions are very clear. Professor Plum, shall we start with you?
Oh, look at you.
No, let's got nothing to do with it, honey.
Mr. Plum, you were once a professor of psychiatry, studying those with delusions of grandeur.
Well, yes, but
Not.
the U.S. government.
I see your work hasn't changed. And you were also a doctor, that was until your license was lifted.
Why? What do you do?
Oh, you know what the male doctors aren't supposed to do with their lady patients?
Yeah?
Well, he did.
It's not my fault that she couldn't help falling in love with me.
How disgusting.
Are you making moral judgments, Miss Peacock? How then do you describe taking bribes from certain lobbyists in order for delivering Senator Peacock's vote?
My husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
Not publicly declared, perhaps, but isn't it a sin if a sneaky senator's wife is taking bribes under the men's stalls in the old Ebbets Grill? How would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
Oh, when were you in that men's room?
So it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
I've been playing the blackmailer for over a year now to keep that story out of the papers.
Mrs. Peacock, I'll be willing to believe bitch who being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
Oh, and me too.
And I.
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed?
I know I'm being blackmailed, all right, but I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
What exactly is it that you did?
See, I run a specialized service that provides a gentleman with the company of a young lady.
An escort service in Washington?
How ridiculous. A man needs to pay money for a girl to simply spend some time with him. Never a problem I'm gonna have. Thank you. So is that how you knew that Colonel Mustard lived in Washington? Could he be one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlett.
Oh, well, you tell him it's not true.
It's not true.
So, it's true.
No, it's not true.
So it is true.
Ha! A double negative.
A double negative? You mean you have photographs?
I believe this double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you've given yourself away, Colonel.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of other guests?
You don't need my help to do that.
That's right. Ugh.
Colonel, you hold a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. I'm sure those negatives will surely compromise your position.
Huh. What position were you in those negatives, Colonel?
This is an outrage.
Mrs. White, you were paying our friend the blackmail ever since your husband died under, shall we say, misused circumstances.
I didn't kill him.
Then why are you paying the blackmail?
I didn't want a humiliating public confrontation. He was deranged. He was a lunatic. Didn't seem to like me very much. Threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
Oh, I think that he meant that he threatened to kill her in public.
Oh, was that his final word on the matter?
Being killed is pretty final, wouldn't you say?
What does the poor man do for a living?
He was a scientist, nuclear physics.
What was he like?
He was a stupidly optimistic man. I'm afraid it came to him as a great shock when he died. He was found dead at home, but I didn't do it. I was at the movies all night.
What was showing?
Naked alibi.
Like the story.
Do you miss him?
That's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
Yet he was your second husband, Miss White. Your first husband also mysteriously disappeared.
He was an illusionist. That was his job.
He never reappeared.
Wasn't a very good illusionist. Well, my third husband, I miss him the most. He was an electrician, until he got electrocuted.
And lastly, there is, of course, Mr. Green, who is a homosexual.
Not me.
Beg your pardon?
You asked who is a homosexual, and I said, not me.
And I'm saying you're an idiot.
Wadsworth here is right. I am a homosexual, and I feel no personal shame or guilt for the way that I am. But if word gets out, I'll lose my job on security grounds, even though that's ridiculous, because homosexuality, it's not a choice. It's a genetic it's not a choice, all right? Thank you. Swear to God, there's a cat around here.
Well, all right then, Wadsworth. You spill our beans. Now what?
Yeah, where's this Mr. Body?
Who cares? I've done nothing wrong. I'm not waiting here to find out. I'm leaving.
Ma'am, you can stay in disbelief, but you cannot leave this house.
I am the wife of the great senator from Tennessee. You can't tell me what to do. Locked? Locked?
Indeed, all the doors are locked, the windows are barred, and the grounds are patrolled by vicious dogs. There's no way out. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present your host for the evening and blackmailer for life, Mr. Body.
How do you do?
This is the wife in the study with her knee.
There's also one other piece of information you may all want to have.
What?
The police are coming.
The police?
Why are the police coming? Why are the police coming?
In less than an hour, the police will arrive. The bridge washed out from the rain. They're expecting to find one mastermind and the criminals he's detained.
That's us.
He's made it clear there's evidence here and that they have so much to gain.
Unless.
Unless what?
You agreed to double down.
Double what?
You each pay me twice what you've been paying. When the police arrive, I'll tell them it was a phony call and send them on their way. You refuse. I hand over that briefcase, which contains all the evidence needed to expose your wrongdoings to the police and the press. Some of you face life in jail, and the others, life of shame.
So that's what
Oh,
this is
that's what?
Well, there's something else we do. Something that would change the game. Something I just can't bear to myself.
What?
Have a seat, please.
Gentlemen?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, ladies. Sir, what is this all about?
In this bag, there are 6 gifts I brought you all from Washington. Things I thought you might find useful this evening.
Thanks, I think.
Open them.
Why not? I enjoy giving presents to strange men. A candlestick, what's this for?
A wrench? A lead pipe?
A dagger?
A revolver?
It's a safe. Just kidding. Just rope.
Each of you have received a lethal weapon. You all came here tonight because you thought the evidence against you was so terrible that you'd do anything to keep it secret. And I'm putting that to the test. You see, I wouldn't have to double your blackmail if I wasn't paying Mr. Wadsworth here for his silence.
That's a lie!
He may seem suave and charming,
Oh, I think.
but he's actually conniving and manipulative.
That's false!
Why else would he call the police?
I only did so because he instructed me to do so.
Did I? Or did Wadsworth here call the police so he could carry through his greedy threat? Pay him double, or he bills you and all of your questionably legal activity to the police.
Oh, I would never!
Why us, Wadsworth? Body. I mean, why would you have us do your dirty work?
Because 6 of you are so uniquely motivated. You see, if you can find some way to get rid of Wadsworth, I have no need to increase your blackmail. In fact, if you can help me eliminate Wadsworth, who not only knows all of your secrets, but also mine, perhaps I can eliminate your blackmail, and we can be done with this business once and for all.
You would never! After all I've done for you, this is how you repay me? Can't you see I'm also being blackmailed too, along with the rest of you?
Yeah, what'd you do?
Well, it's neither here nor there. The point is, I'm not actually his butler. I'm an indentured servant.
Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The police are on their way, ladies and gentlemen. Kill Wadsworth and end your blackmail. Forever.
Mr. Body.
Oh, thank God.
Is he breathing?
Everybody stand back, stand back! He's dead.
Who is that gun? Where's the gun?
I had the gun.
Oh, you shot him?
I didn't.
Well, you had the gun. If you didn't, who did?
I don't know, someone tried to grab it from my hand and all of a sudden the gun went off.
There's no bullet hole.
What? He's right. There's not.
Look, there's one lodged right here.
So how did he die?
I don't know, just because I'm handsome, that doesn't make me a forensic expert.
One of us must have done it.
I need a drink.
Maybe the brandy is poisoned.
I had to stop her screaming.
Well, was the brandy poisoned? We'll never know.
Unless she dies too.
Oh my goodness, let's go straight. Go. Which way do we go?
Take a left.
Left.
Which way?
Wait, is that right? Left. Oh, this is the upper left. This is the left. No, house.
I thought you worked here.
I don't know.
Left.
Yes.
Left. Okay.
Go. It's locked. Who's in there? Why are you screaming?
C'est moi.
Yvette, is that you?
Oui.
Are you all right?
No.
Yvette, are you alive?
Of course I'm alive. No thanks to you, Wadsworth, you idiot. You locked us up in this house with a murderer.
So there is a murderer here?
Wait,
Where?
where? Here. We're all looking at him.
What took you so long?
I'm an old woman in an aggravated state of shock. It's amazing I'm anywhere.
I heard you in the study. One of you.
How did you hear us in Z study?
I was listening. I have a tape recorder in the killer's room. Mr. Body asked me to tape record your conversation.
Why did Mr. Body ask you to do that?
For more evidence, of course. When Wadsworth revealed your secrets as they studied, see? I'll record it.
That rat. Where are the tapes?
Z tapes? What about Z Body?
Oh, what body?
Body's body! But too bad, why were you in here screaming all alone? I was frightened. I also drank the cognac. Maybe I'm poisoned too. Monty, like that.
Don't worry, Yvette. We have numbers now. Plus, I'm strong. I'll protect you.
But one of you is the killer. Mr. Body is dead.
We have to find out which one of them did it.
What do you mean, which one of them?
I didn't do it!
Well, it could have been any one of us. Mr. Body was a bully and a liar to us all. We all had dangerous, murderous weapons. Any of us could have done it. I would have done it myself, but I didn't possess the means. Only the 6 of you did.
Well, don't look at me. I only had the candlestick.
Well, who else is in the house?
Only the cook.
The cooks! You know what? I bet
Green one. Leave it to left.
Who made you try some soup when it's the first time?
Oh, he's up there now. Come on. Up to the left. Go.
Take a left. Left. A left.
It doesn't look like the cooks are here.
Wadsworth, I think you better explain yourself.
Me? Why me?
Who else wants to kill the cooks?
Dinner wasn't that bad.
How can you make jokes at a time like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense. If I were the killer, I'd kill you next. That was an if. If, that's all. There's only one confirmed killer here, and that's Mrs. White.
I've admitted nothing.
You paid the blackmailer. How many husbands have you had?
Mine or other women's.
Yours.
5.
5?
Yeah, just a 5. Meant to be like Kleenex, soft, strong, disposable.
Well, if it wasn't you, then who did it? Who had the dagger? It was Mrs. Peacock.
Yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study. When? I don't know. Before he slapped me after I was assaulted. Who knows? But any one of us could have picked it up. Must have been Mr. Green.
Where is Mr. Green?
Could you get these corpses off of me?
Please, hold up.
This one. Yep. There you go.
Might I suggest we take the cook's bodies to the study?
Why?
Oh, well, the police arrive and they see 2 dead bodies here in the kitchen. We'll be under arrest. Suspicion of murder. And secondly, I'm the butler. I'd like to keep the kitchen tidy. Now let's move.
I'll get the
I'll give this a minute.
Should we drag them like
Let's turn it over.
Grab him. Grab him.
Ready? Yeah, let's get a spread.
Come on, ladies.
His eyes are open. They're staring at me.
I got that.
Body's gone!
Mr. Body's body, it's gone!
I'm sure he was right there. Dead.
Maybe he wasn't actually dead.
No, Mrs. White. I'm sure he was dead and he was right there.
Maybe there is life after death.
Life after death is as probable as love after marriage.
I have to. Is there a little girl's room? Oui, madame? No, I just want to powder my nose.
There's a toilet. See that they're through.
Not to alarm anybody, but we do currently have a situation of 3 dead bodies, 2 here, 1 missing. The imminent arrival of the police in 37 minutes?
Wadsworth, am I right in thinking that we are the only people in this house?
No.
Then there are some others in the house.
No, sorry. I meant no, meaning yes.
No meaning yes? Just give me a straight answer. Are we the only people in this house, yes or no?
No.
No, there are or no, there aren't?
Yes. Yes.
There seems to be confusion about whether or not we are the only people in this house.
No, there isn't.
There isn't confusion, or there isn't anybody else.
Oh, either or both.
Just give me a straight answer.
Certainly. What was the question?
Is there someone else in this house?
No!
That's what he says. But does he know? Look, we have a missing killer on the loose, a missing dead body, 2 dead cooks, and all these murderous weapons. The dagger, the candlestick, the revolver, the rope, the wrench, and where's the lead pipe?
Mr. Body dead again!
Somebody catch her! Somebody catch her!
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Mrs. Peacock, where did this all happen?
In the bathroom, I opened the door and there he was. I thought he was attacking me. He lunged.
Dead people don't run.
Well, he's certainly dead now. Who would want to kill him twice?
That's what we call overkill.
What's the difference anyway?
It makes a difference to him.
It makes a difference to us. We need to find out who killed him, with what, and where.
I think he was killed with a lead pipe.
10 points, Professor Plum.
What kind of game are you playing, Wadsworth?
I'm not playing any games, Colonel.
It was you, Mr. Green. It was you who had the lead pipe. No. I dropped it when we were running into the kitchen.
And any one of us could have picked it up.
There is no need for shouting, Wadsworth.
I'm not shouting. All right, I'm shouting. I'm shouting. I'm shouting.
Hey! Will you process your marbles? I'm over here trying to do something useful. Have you all forgotten about the evidence against us?
Yes!
Body's briefcase is a lot.
There must be a key somewhere.
Oh, yes, the key. Oh, Mr. Green, would you be so kind as to search Body's body for the key to the briefcase containing all of the evidence so that we may destroy it and prevent ourselves from any future blackmail?
No, I can't do it. He's too bloody.
Oh, I'll do it. Won't be the first time.
It's not here.
Where?
You know what? I have an idea. Hand me the wrench. No. It's empty.
Empty? Then where's all the evidence?
I told you Mr. Body was a liar. I had the evidence of the briefcase at my foot.
Well, then where is it? What does he have on us? I can't stand all this uncertainty.
Miss Peacock, I can assure you that Mr. Body possessed individual files on each of us and one beastly blackmail envelope marked confidential. Just where the envelope is and what's in it.
We have to find that evidence and destroy it.
Yes, we can put this all behind us and move on with our miserable lives.
Evidence aside, first things first. We're in a room with 3 dead bodies, murderous weapons, and the cops are on their way.
And a homicidal maniac about. You know what? We should take all of the weapons and put them in the briefcase. Lock them up in the broom closet. Right?
That's Wadsworth. So smart.
Do we have everything?
One,
we
two,
do.
3, 4,
Like it?
6.
So bloody.
Right.
Wait, Wadsworth, what are you going to do with the key to the broom closet?
I'll just put it in my pocket, shall
But
I?
what if you're the murderer?
I'm
What
not.
if you are?
Fine. We shall throw it out the front door, right?
Oh, good idea. So smart. We should listen to him. So smart.
Miss Scarlet, we've been listening to him all night.
Well, where are we going?
Which way are we going? Which way?
Which way? Right. Left.
What is this, Dan races? This is what they call a running gag.
Not this way. Door.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb the whole household, but my car broke down out here. I was wondering if I could take it home.
Certainly. One moment. Do come in, madame.
Thank you. Well, where is it?
What, the body?
The phone. What body?
There's no body. There's no body. There's nobody in the study.
No.
Hello.
I believe there's a phone in the lounge.
Thank you. Have a nice call.
Enjoy.
When you're done, might you suggest that you stay in the lounge? Can we get you?
Certainly.
Go home.
Right. The police should be on their way in 27 minutes. That gives us just enough time.
Do what? Get killed?
Well, finding out who the murderer is very important. My main priority is finding the evidence against us.
But how?
I suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
Split up?
Yes.
But what if one of us runs into the murderer? Oh, Mommy.
Then one of us will have discovered who the murderer is.
But then one of us will be dead.
This is war, Peacock. Casualties are inevitable. You cannot make an omelet without breaking eggs. Every cook will tell you that.
But what happened to the cooks?
Colonel, are you willing to take that chance?
What other choice do we have?
None.
He's right.
There's
Sir, come on, you tell me.
Well, then we shall split up and search the house, right? And no funny business. I don't need any more murders. Oh, who am I kidding? It's not like any of you would find the evidence, hide it, and then take it for yourselves and blackmail the rest of us to oblivion, stating a substantial fortune in the process. Well, that makes me feel better. Then, you'll know you found the dirt when you find a large envelope marked confidential.
That's essential.
And consequential.
Let's meet back here in 10 minutes.
But what if one of us doesn't come back?
You'll be fondly remembered. 6 suspects, 3 murders, and the imminent arrival of the police in 25 minutes now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that we are now all in this together. Ushers, lock the doors!
I'm a little nervous. I'm in this big house, and they've locked me up in the lounge. And the funny thing is, there seems to be this party going on, and one of the people in attendance is my old boss from...
So I am going to...
Well, where is it?
Where's what?
The evidence you stashed in my hands, you idiot.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Either give it up, or I'll have you sing the soprano.
All right, I snatched it. But someone snatched it from me.
Who?
Don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you.
Yes, you are. You're looking at me right now.
Oh my goodness, look, scarlet flowers. Oh, my favorite. They smell divine, you know. If you rub the petals on your neck, it smells irresistible then. Oh my gosh, a garter's look. It's a handle.
Huh.
Let's open it.
Ladies first, Miss Scarlet.
How heroic.
Where are we?
How should I know the lights are off?
Well, turn them on.
I would if I could see anything.
Fair point. Here. Maybe this one.
The lounge, of course. We forgot to look in the lounge.
Quite an oversight, considering the dead motorist in the chair.
Dead motorist? Ah! Help! Murder! Murder! Help! This man's a murder! Help! Murder! Help! 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 Murder!
Let us in! Let us in!
Let us out! Let us out!
We can't, the door's locked.
Oh, Wadsworth, you had the key. You locked the motorist in here.
Oh, yes, of course. The key. It's right. I don't have the key. It's gone. It's gone.
Come
There's no other option. Everybody, stand back. I'm going to break down the door.
I have an idea!
I knew it!
I think they're shooting at us.
Hey, Sherlock. Come out now. The door is open. I'm done shooting.
Why were you shooting at us?
To open the door.
You could have killed us. I could have been killed. This is not a battlefield.
You're really someone else, huh, French? Hey, where'd you get the revolver?
The broom closet. It was unlocked. Unlocked?
That's impossible. I have the key. It's free. I don't have the key. That's right. It's gone.
I thought you were supposed to throw it out.
Well, that's what we said we were going to do, but we didn't actually do it. We got distracted by the motorist. Then we decided to search the house. Somebody must have snatched it from my pocket when we were searching.
Whoever snatched the key must be the murderer.
That's correct.
Well, speaking of killers, there's a dead person in the lounge, you know. Again? The motorist is dead.
She's right. There are now 4 unsolved murders.
Oh, which one of you killed her? Oh, please. We found her together. See, we took a secret passage from the conservatory to the lounge.
Who built this place?
Oh, the Parker brothers.
Maybe they'll go away.
I'm gonna answer the door. It's the polite thing to do.
You crazy?
Oh, wait, everybody. Now, stop, please. Have your seat.
It's the police. Good evening, sir.
Good morning. I mean, evening, officer. We've been expecting you.
You have?
We haven't.
I was just passing through and found an abandoned car at the gates of his house. Did a motor stop by for help by any chance?
Well, actually, yes.
No! There seems to be some disagreement.
Yes, yes, yes.
No. Can I come in and use the phone?
Why, of course. You can use the one in the study.
Out of order.
Okay, then you can use the one in the lounge.
Occupied.
Oh, right this way, officer. There is a phone in the library for you to use, yes. Right
You're all acting rather peculiar. What's going on in the lounge and the study?
Lounging, studying. Please, right this way.
Let me have a look.
No, thank you.
What?
Please, right this way. Library.
Actually, I'd like to take a look around if you don't mind.
Fine. I shall take you on a grand tour of the Body Manor. You see, Lord Body was pronounced Lord Body in 1783 after he discovered an antibody that would save everybody. Oh, notice the mahogany door. It was crafted in 1783 specifically for Mr. Body by his buddy. Oh, Duke New.
What? Where'd everyone go?
Oh, and also the brass doorknobs. Look at their specially crafted, very unique.
I don't care about doorknobs, mister. What's going on in those 2 rooms?
What 2 rooms?
The lounge and the study.
Yeah, those 2 rooms.
Yes.
Please, you can't go in there, simply. It's all too shocking.
Why not?
Go.
You know, it's not all that shocking. These folks are just having a good time. It's a free country.
I didn't realize it was that free.
Excuse me.
Officer.
Are these like drunk? They're drunk. Oh no, I can't drink on the job. Chief would kill me.
Killed if you do, killed if you don't.
What?
That was a nice night, officer.
Same to you. Well, I don't know what you were so worried about. There's nothing illegal about any of this. Just make sure those fellas don't drive home drunk. Call them a car.
No, a long black one, perhaps.
Terrific. May I use your phone now?
Oh, simply. Oh, right this way, officer, the library.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, you can come out now. The coast is clear. Ah, yes. The criminal mind is an ingenious beast. Might I suggest we continue searching the house? 17 more minutes until the police arrive.
I thought the police already came.
Not the broken down call police, the criminal investigation police. Now, let's move.
Hello? Hello? Is this phone working? Elo? Elo?
It's me.
Oh, you scared me. That's actually a killer. Did someone cut the line? Hello?
You saw it right.
Oh, good. You can hear me. There's something funny going on around here. The lights just went out, and you see, I found this abandoned car. You know the mountain on top of it?
Hang on here, the lights just went out. How do you fire it? Yeah, for the lights. Mr. Body went millionaire. This should be placed off. I was in the police. Need to fix that.
Man can blackmail us, but can't remember to pay the electric bill.
Oh, yes.
And the Lord said, let there be light.
But who in the Lord turned off the lights?
Well, it doesn't matter. We're still in the dark on who has the envelope with all the evidence against us. Shh. Did you guys hear that?
This sounds like a telephone off the hook.
It's coming from the library.
That's where the killer must be.
Everybody, guard me. I'm going in.
What are you afraid of?
A fate worse than death?
No, just death. Mr. Police Officer, are you okay? You need some assistance. A phone book, perhaps? Hello?
The butler asked you a question, copper. Hang up the telephone already or I will.
I think I left, yes. Is everybody okay?
Yes, very fine.
Well, yes.
The ballroom should be okay here, yes.
Ballroom? Okay. I see
Windows.
windows.
Go,
I'm gonna
go,
go
go.
check and see if anyone escaped through there.
Good idea.
How are we back at the hall?
I'm your singing telegram.
3 murders in 3 minutes. That's a best record.
This is getting serious.
Before.
Right then. 6 suspects, 7 murders. Mr. Body in the billiard room, the cooks in the kitchen, the motorist in the lounge, the cop in the library, Yvette's in the ballroom, and the singing telegram girl in the hall. Ooh. Not to mention 1 beastly blackmail love envelope missing, containing damning evidence. Tonight's guests may be really good at breaking the law, but they are terrible at breaking a case. I'm sure you have your suspicions as to who the murderer might be, but we haven't had time for that now. Police are nearly on their way. Right then. I think if we have to figure out who the murderer is, the best course of events is to start right at the beginning. Sometimes the most obvious answer, sometimes right under our noses. The Zoom test.
I thought the cat was dead.
Thank you, Colonel, for your input. Now, shall we get to it? We shall start at the beginning of the evening. Right, now try to stay with me. At the start of the evening, Yvette was here, waiting to hand you all a drink. Then the doorbell rang. It was you, Colonel Mustard. Yvette handed you a drink. Then the doorbell rang again. Miss White, pale and tragic, came in. She looked at Yvette. They both flinched. A crash of thunder and a burst of lightning. Then Peacock, Green, Scarlet, and Plum all arrived. Then we heard the gong of the kicking. And we all adjourned to the dining room. You found your names by your places.
Saxton soup!
My favorite. And of course you had a letter, and you had a letter, and you had a letter.
You know how it is!
And then we all joined to the study. Mr. Body handed you all gifts, and then went to switch off the lights.
Oh, no, not again.
Oh my God!
Again?
Mr. Body lay on the floor, apparently dead, but he really wasn't. We didn't know what next. Next, Miss Peacock decided to take his drink. Plum suggested he was poisoned. I had to stop her screaming, but there was more screaming. It was Yvette in the ballroom. We ran to go meet her, but when we got there, one of us wasn't there.
It was Mrs. Peacock.
I was there with the rest of you.
No, when we were all running to find out what was wrong with Yvette, you lagged behind. I am in an aggravated state of shock. It was the perfect time to commit murder. May I?
Be my guest.
It was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger.
God forbid!
I found your feather when I was searching the freezer while you were gone. Again, it was the perfect time to commit murder.
I didn't realize you didn't like their cooking that much.
It was my favorite!
Then we went to the kitchen. Mr. Green, you were under the cook's bodies for approximately 2 minutes and 57 seconds before we realized that you were missing. I suggested that we take the cook's bodies back to the study. But when we got back to the study, Mr. Body's body was gone. Then, Miss Peacock came screaming in, with Body on her body because Body's body had been bludgeoned by the bathroom and the bean, the lead pipe.
It was Mr. Green in the billiard room with the lead pipe.
Preposterous.
I found your disgusting hanky outside the bathroom where poor Mrs. Peacock was tackled by Body's dead body. You couldn't stand the fact of him getting away with all this, so you bashed his brains out with your lead pipe.
No, I can't stand the sight of blood. It wasn't me.
Then we decided to get rid of the evidence in Body's briefcase.
Evidence? Didn't we decide to throw out the key?
Yes, when we went to the door to throw out the key, we were interrupted by the motorist.
Who was killed in the lounge?
I know who killed the motorist. It was Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench.
I never lounge.
You see, you took the key off Wadsworth, snuck your way into the broom closet, took the wrench out of the bag, and then you went to the lounge and did the deed.
Did not. I didn't even know the man.
Then, what is this, Colonel? Huh. To Colonel Mustard from your dear friend, Becky the motorist.
Give me that.
Never underestimate what you can do with a wrench, Colonel.
I know. How else do you think I fixed the sink?
Then we heard the doorbell again. Doorbell, and when we got there, this time it was the cop.
It was Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick. I didn't do it. Oh yeah? Then how'd the cop wind up dead? And why'd I find your cigarette holder and a stack of books in the library? Please, you found my cigarette holder before the cop had even arrived. Aha, so you met her in the library. What were you doing, huh? Plotting a murder? How could I plot a murder for someone I didn't even know was coming? I rest my case. Please, I didn't do it, but I know who killed the singing telegram girl. You do. It was Professor Plum in the hall with a revolver.
Aha, that's impossible. Yvette had the revolver.
Yes, but when the cop arrived, she snuck it to you and you stuffed it in the stupid French hat of yours, which I found when you were searching the house.
Proves nothing.
Oh, please. Then, when you shot the singing telegram girl before she could even finish her cramp rolls. I wonder what kind of dirt she had on you.
Huh, this is ridiculous.
I know. It was Mrs. White with the rope in the ballroom.
I'd rather die.
I saw how you cringed when you first came in and noticed Yvette. You mentioned that your third husband was an electrician. Stands to reason you know your way around an electrical panel. So it was you who switched off the lights and strangled Yvette with the rope.
Well, I mean, I did hate Yvette a lot. She did have a torrid love affair with my husband. I mean, I hated her so much. It was like flames on the side of my face, you know, burning, breathing, heavy.
Mrs. White?
But I didn't do it.
So, in summation,
No,
it was Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick, Miss Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger, Miss White in the ballroom the row. Plum in the hall with a revolver, Mustard in the lounge with the wrench, and finally, Green in the billiard room with the lead pipe.
Wait a minute. There's still one thing I don't understand.
One thing,
Now two!
Wadsworth.
You all thought it was Body who died tonight, but that's impossible.
But he bled all over me.
No, but it wasn't Body who was bleeding.
Well, Body wasn't Body then. Who was he?
He was my butler, Wadsworth.
You're Mr. Body.
Oh.
I would like to thank you for killing off my network of spies and informers. Splendid job, by the way. Oh, and as the added bonus for tonight's events, I have you now all on the hook for murder.
Murder?
And my mistake in telling you earlier that the police were coming. The police aren't coming.
Oh my God!
Of course.
What? Now, here's what we're gonna do, kiddos. We're gonna take the bodies, stack them up in the cellar, and then one by one leave this house. Forget this ever happened.
I can't forget all this.
Well, oh, and how could I forget? Now that murder's on the menu, the price of blackmail has just tripled. Now, get going.
Wait a minute. You can rush him. He's only got one bullet left in that gun.
That's the oldest trick in the book. Why should I ever fall for that?
It's not a trick. See, there was one shot at Mr. Body, two at the lounge door, one at the cat thing, two at the Sing Telegram Girl, and yeah, that's it.
No, there was only one at the cat. That's 1 + 1 + 2 + 1. I have one bullet left.
Even if it was, it wouldn't have been 1 + 1 + 2 + 1. It would have been 1 + 1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
No, it's 1 + 2 + 1. No, shut up. I have one bullet left in this gun, and if anybody moves, they're gonna get it.
So you're gonna keep blackmailing us and we'll pretend that this never happened? That's your plan?
Yes, that is the plan.
Well,
What? Should I be getting away with it?
I'll tell you why you won't. Larry Goodman, FBI.
Mr. Green, that sniffling stooge FBI? Did any of you see this coming? Oh, I should have didn't. Oh, ushers, quickly unlock the doors.
Quit talking to the audience, Wadsworth. Or should I call you Mr. Body? The jig is up.
You're really FBI?
That's right. I'm an agent out of the Hartford office. Now, the real Mr. Green got a letter just like each of you, except he came to the bureau to ask for help. Now, apparently I'm a dead ringer for Green, and they placed me here tonight in this place so we could have a sting operation.
Some sting! 7 people died on your watch! Not to mention that poor cat.
See, they had to use the real me because the real Body here knew what Green actually looked like. Now, as I said before, I work the Hartford office on property crime. You know, theft, fraud, and the like. I've become a bit of an expert on pickpocketing, which is why this large envelope marked confidential ended up with me tonight, and not any of you.
Can I see that, please?
No. Let's take a look in here, shall we? Here's Miss Scarlett's accounting book. It contains names of clients, dates of services, and it proves that she is in fact one of DC's highest grossing madams. And it shows the motivation for wanting to kill that cop is listed right here on her payroll.
Oh, give me that. Please, still got it good.
And next up, we have this love letter addressed to Professor Plum.
Give that back to me. That is private property.
You said the singing telegram girl was the underage daughter of the head of the U.S. Department of Social and Behavioral Services. But looks like she was about to come clean to daddy. And boy, he really would have cleaned you out now, wouldn't he, Professor Plum?
Listen. Still has to.
Ooh, these negatives. My, oh my, Colonel. You were really quite regular Miss Scarlett's establishment now, weren't you? But you wouldn't have gotten to keep that important military title if that motorist who was passing by had told your Major General where she drove you every Thursday night, huh?
I just wanted somebody to talk to.
Talk, huh? That's a democratic way to put it.
I'm a Republican.
And next, Mrs. White. Oh, you really did hate Yvette, didn't ya?
So much like flames.
Flames on the side of your face, I know. I have right here a container filled with your fingerprints from the crimes of your previous murders.
I never murdered anybody.
Well, I'm pretty sure the FBI would be able to match that to the New ones on the noose tied around Yvette's neck.
I wore gloves.
Sorry, you mean these? And last but not least, Mr. Bobby Body.
It's Robert.
I have right here an important case file on the whole Body family scheme. Your butler Wadsworth has been feeding us dirt for months. But your shot in the study missed him. He wisely played that awful good actor, had us all convinced. But while we're all running to the kitchen, I dropped my lead pipe and you used that to kill him while you caught your sneaky butler trying to get away, huh?
Awfully convenient now, wasn't it?
And then you propped him up, dead against the bathroom door for poor Mr. Peacock a couple moments later.
Swine!
The Body family has been wanted for organized crime, blackmail, and murder for generations. And now it looks like this case is about to be closed.
You give me that. Leave my family out of this. Ah, I'm hit. Shot. I'm melting. I'm dust. Food for the worms. I can feel it. 37 more seconds or so. Oh, here I go. Ugh.
He's dead.
Oh, very now.
I tell you, this is the most fun I've had in a long time. And now, you're all under arrest. Boys!
All right, who done it? She did it.
They all did it. But you want to know who killed Mr. Body? I did. In the hall. All right, Chief, take him away. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.